Okay, let's see. Okay, we are live on the YouTube channel. If you're with us now, say hello in the chat. We want to know who is here live with us. We're just getting everything set up. Welcome to the party.
Oh no, I'm hearing that.
Alex is standing on the couch when this is going off. If you are live with us, say hello. Hi, Alyssa. Hello. Alyssa, tell us, where are you at in the world? What time is it for you? Hello, everyone. Hey, Brittany. Hi, Brittany. Hello. Hi, guys. Shayna's here. Shayna Rashkin. Megan's here. Hi, Megan. Megan Hannon. I think Megan bought something from us. Welcome. Belinda's here. You know Belinda. Hi, Belinda. Hi, everybody. Alyssa's in Florida. So, okay, it's almost 10 p.m. Tell us your vibe. Are you like in bed right now? Where are you watching from? Let us know. We really are just excited to be here with you this evening. We had so much fun in Costa Rica. Hi, Jexie. I feel like a Saturday night live is the vibe. Like, it is so much fun that we get to hang out here. As people are coming on, make sure that you say hello in the chat. Hello from Phoenix. I would love to know what time it is for you in the world. Let me send a message inside of the broadcast channel. Make sure everyone's here. Come join us live. Everything's over here. Melinda says, hi, Alex. Melissa's here. Jessie says it's 10:45 here and I'm Jessie's in bed. Like, I am so ready to be a part of this. It's 2 p.m. in my part of Australia. Amazing. You guys, I'm so just like, we're gonna have a blast, and I really wanted to open this up to you all. And whether you're watching live or watching the replay, doesn't matter. But you're gonna be able to ask other people inside of this room questions about their business. And I have been, oh my gosh, I love this chat. Keep blowing up the chat right now. We've been having the most amazing, what has it been?
That shit.
Always curse. Shit. Fun here, the wild, and we just want to bring you this energy. Does that sound good? Put a yes in the chat if you're like, yes, I want to do that. Put a heck yes in the chat. I'm so in. Kate says it's almost 8 p.m. Kate is working on her masterclass slides for tomorrow. We love that. Scarlett's here from the UK. Val's here. Oh my God. Val and I are doing a weekend in Paris together next year. Okay. So, hi Danny, welcome everyone. I'm usually never up at this time, but full of energy today. I love it. I really do believe that everyone in Freedom Queen, us here, like, we've gone through this huge event horizon, and I talk a lot about that, but I actually believe, like, December, no matter what your year has been like, you can do absolutely anything to blow it out of water. Heck yes, everybody, everyone's so excited. Marie's here. Wow, we have so many people. Yvonne's here.
Oh, hi, Yvonne. I know Yvonne.
Everybody is coming on. So, okay. I just want to like share this energy because one of the biggest things we've been talking about is that your state is one of the most important things, right? Like, if you have the strategy, especially if you're in our Make Money membership, say hello if you're in the membership. You have the strategy, but like being in the room and being in these spaces is so much different. We thought, let's go give everyone in Freedom Queen just the energy. So with that being said, I would love to have, let me pull up the Zoom so we can see each other this way. I would love to have everyone that's here introduce themselves, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to be monitoring the chat, and you're going to be able to ask them questions. Like, we have our tea, we just had an amazing dinner, we popped champagne.
Oh yeah, we did. We each popped a bottle.
Yes. Hi, Amanda. So you're going to be able to ask questions, and we're just going to have an amazing time. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
So with that being said, let's start with Alex. Alex, can you introduce yourself, and then we'll go Jen and Courtney, and then start dropping some questions in the chat so we can monitor it.
Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here. I'm Alex, and I'm a business coach, and I help y'all make money and be yourselves online, attracting clients and changing lives, baby. Let's go.
Okay, Jen.
Hey guys, I'm Jen Blake, and I am also a business coach. I focus on helping you make high ticket sales from $2,500 to $25,000 to $100,000 sales and really blow your business out of the water.
I love that.
So good. Can you say that last piece again?
Oh, like $100,000 sales.
100.
Let's go.
100. Like if you're in the chat and you want to make $100,000, like 1000 sale, put a yes in the chat. Woo!
Yes. Okay.
Courtney, go ahead.
I feel like I'm like celebrating because we just did that.
Yeah, you did.
So I'm Courtney. I feel like everyone knows me on TikTok as like Miss Ma'am. So also a business coach. I really help people leverage TikTok content and what I like to say, make FU money, because I really believe that the strategy, we've talked about this too, like the strategy is you, and just having fun in business, like playing, like my business really is a playground. So the more fun I have, the more money I make. And I really like to teach clients how to do the same. So that's what we do.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I see people in the chat when we said the $100,000, they're like, yes, yes, yes. Belinda says Alex is the best in the chat.
Oh.
So we want to open up the floor. Go ahead and start dropping some questions in. I'll come back and check on your questions, and then I'm going to have them start off with, I'm going to ask them some questions and have them answer them, and I'll come back to you. So make sure you put some in the chat, like think of some really great questions, and then we'll answer as many as we can, and we're going to have an amazing time. Brittany says Courtney is the best. Alyssa has a question. Amazing. We'll come back in. So I would love to kick us off with like, what is the number one thing that has been that has contributed to your success in business? And we'll go, you all three will answer that.
Okay, 1000%, not just saying this, it really is getting in the room with people who bring out you. And it's more than just, learn the strategy, that's important. But I think the way that my life has been so incredibly changed is when I have mentors and colleagues who are like, you are the magic. Let's amplify your voice, your sauce. What do you stand for? What do you want to be about? Because I think it's really easy to hire someone to learn a 3-step process, but when you can amplify you, and I think that continues to be the work, whatever niche you're in, however you're building your business, but being your own trailblazer and paving your own path takes unleashing your voice, and being around people who help you unleash that has been the biggest game changer for me. And that's why I love Freedom Queen so much. So yeah,
it's so real. Like being in this space is so different because we've done so much in the last, well, you got here yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's like just in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, y'all, I forgot my passport. So I got here a day late, but it's been an amazing 24 hours.
And even that's like a lesson right there. Like you didn't forget your passport and then be like, well, I guess I can't go. You're like, I'm going to find a way.
I will find a way.
It didn't frazzle you.
And we figured it out.
Yeah. Okay, Jen.
Having mentors who are already doing and have already achieved the thing that I want to do. And so really just
I was wondering if this is my tea.
Yeah, I was trying to give you a silent nod. I was thinking about interrupt.
I thought it was my tea, but
Yours.
that
Keep going. I'm
Keep going.
I just
if
need
it
my
were mine, I would share. No, so just having the mentor who has already been there, done that, has made the mistakes, and can help you shortcut the amount of time to get to where you want to go. And we talked about that at dinner too. It's like you can get there so much more quickly than you think when you hire the right coaches to support you, or the right coach to support you, because they're going to help you not make the mistakes that they made, right? And skip over those things and just shortcut the way. And so having the right mentors.
we were talking about that at dinner because I was saying, okay, we just did $1 million cash in 11 months, but I'm like, you guys can do it in 6 months, in 5 months, because I've made so many mistakes or have learned and gathered so much wisdom. I can help you kind of bypass and move past those certain things. So yeah, I'm just like, we set our goals today. We're like, okay, you guys are all doing $1 million cash.
I know. I'm like,
months.
I was going to say, should we share them live? But yes.
It's done.
Now you know them.
It's done.
I want to know what their goals are for 2024.
Yes.
Okay, put them in the chat. What are your goals for 2024?
Like, go buck wild. That's the theme of the slumber party.
Yeah.
But it's really true because anything is possible.
Yes.
Yes.
It's scary.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
My turn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, kind of to piggyback, I feel like it's two things, but all in one, is like normalizing, like as you guys are putting your goals in the chat, like, do they feel normal to you? So I think the biggest thing on top of mentorship was when I was like, I want to do 100K sales month, is like, I was in the room with people doing that. So it became a daily conversation. And I feel like so many people set goals and it's on your vision board, but I'm like, do you feel it every single day?
it?
Do you have a conversation about it where it's like, oh, like when I was going to 20K months, I was like, I don't even know what that feels like. But then I was in the room and then it was like, oh, now I get it. Now let's do 50. Now let's scale. And then also on top of that, it was like compounding every single win. And I think everybody in this room and in the chat can resonate with, you have a win and then you pull back and then you have a win and it's just stop and go, where I've really understood. And I said this on our live, like so many of you can literally go, you can floor it, but you have a win and then you let off the gas and it's just like floor it. And like, I don't take my foot off the gas. So every win is just like compound. And that propels so much speed. And when you see people quantum leap, like that's what I really understand is like, I have a win, but I don't be like, all right, we're good. Like, let me just chill. It's like, no, let's keep going. So that's been my two-ish things.
That's so good.
Yeah.
It's like, if you want, I think we talk about this a lot. If you want to be big, be big.
Yeah.
Like, don't let anyone, like, just because you see someone else's goal for 2024 in the chat, it doesn't mean you have to do like exactly what they want to do. You could go 10 times bigger if that's what you actually want to be doing. So, okay. Some of the goals in the chat are, we have a lot. Hi, everybody. Okay. 150,000 launch for my first launch.
Yes.
Yeah, you can.
Go.
So you just joined the membership. I saw you join. Welcome. Melissa says 30K months consistent with my ideal client.
Yes.
Specific. I like that.
Speak to that higher level client.
Yes, the ideal keyword. Danny says full-time in my coaching business, living in Thailand, 20K cash months. Danny, you could do that in January. Million by September 2024 to speak on stage at Freedom.
Yes! Too, girl. We can't wait to speak on stage with you.
So I feel like I have to announce this, but when you make 1 million by Freedom Queen Live next year, you can speak on stage. 1 million. You have to do 1 million.
So we have to do it by September.
Yeah, reserve the date on your calendar now.
Yes. Scarlett says signing up 2 people for 6 months in December. Okay, so 2 high ticket sales.
Sweet.
Make it 3.
Make it
4.
Make it 100 million. Okay. Hi Carolina, 100K month, Whitney says for sure.
Yeah.
Successful retreats every year and earning millions, Lanisha says. Jessie says 50K cash months. Tanisha says yes. Taisha says yes. This is the best live ever. Carolina.
These are like Carolina.
This is so fun.
Yes. Kate says sold out my private coaching by my birthday. Amazing. December 30th. 27,000. I know that number means a lot to you, Kate. $27,000 months with more one-to-many offers by October of 2024. You can do like October, like January. Hosting my first retreat. Jessie says amazing. Courtney made mine 50K months. Brittany says.
Oh,
She raised it.
Yes.
Harriet says hi, ladies. Harriet's in the UK, so what time is it there? Taisha says retreat in California, 11K a month and more. Okay, so we have some questions come in, and if you haven't put your questions in the chat, put them in the chat. This is so much fun.
I love
this.
this.
So much fun.
Robbie's over to the side.
Should we put the camera on him? Will it go?
Look all the way. It's the behind the scenes you don't see.
Robbie's been with us for a lot because he's a baller.
He is.
He is.
He's been great.
Alyssa says, how many private clients do you accept at a time? So for the questions in the chat, what I wanted to do is like, if you have an answer, answer it. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to answer.
Okay.
So how many private clients do you accept at a time?
I'll start. I personally don't take more than like 3, like per quarter, because like 1, I'm super picky on who I let in close proximity to me, but I also, I would say like 3 per quarter. Where my personal business is like, I just thrive and my clients thrive really well in like groups. So yeah, I'm really picky and really specific on who I let in my space because it's a lot of energy that they're getting. So yeah, 3 is like my max for me personally per quarter. If they're on like a 3-month contract.
Yeah.
And I'm good with like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also there's so much value in the mastermind.
Yeah.
Like something I've been doing in marketing is not really making, like, private coaching is obviously the most access to you, but really like mastermind and private coaching, they're like hand in hand.
I like, just to go off of this question about one-on-one, because I'm the same, about 2 or 3 per quarter, but like, I find so much more value in the mastermind than if I were to be a one-on-one client, because I even thought about it like, oh, do I want to be a one-on-one client at Bridget's? But being in the mastermind has so much value.
Like,
yeah.
Like, I need friends.
Look at this.
Yeah. Like you will learn so much from the different perspectives and
100%.
And
Yeah.
we were talking about this at dinner. Like, yes, you want to be in the room with people above you, but it's also actually really beneficial to be in the room with people alongside you too, because there's something about that. And then we push each other too. Because it's not just like, oh, the mentor is leading the way. It's like when I watch Courtney make her 100K sales month, I came in and then had a 50K cash month because I was like, well, I want to do it. Like, you know, and I think there's something about that with groups. And we were talking about it at dinner, just for you guys too. Like, don't think for yourselves as clients that groups are less valuable, but also as a coach, realize how groups are so valuable to your clients and emphasize that when you're selling it. Because I think there is like so much value in one-on-one. It can be amazing, but it can also be kind of lonely, and it doesn't have that same pacing as
so
rising together.
Person to come into
I want to add an exception to this though.
Do it.
So I also take on 2 to 3 one-on-one clients at a time, but the exception is VIP days. So if I'm working with someone one-on-one, but I know it's a contained session, meaning we're going to do a 4-hour session together, or we're going to do a VIP weekend in a really cool city, or a VIP day, right? That is a one-time thing. And I love doing those because I see them, like, you're able to take whatever learnings you would get over, let's say, 3 to 12 months and condense it in a day or a weekend. And I love being able to give that to my clients, but also I see the value that they get out of it. So for that, like, I make exceptions, and I do way more, you know, than
that's why she's a high ticket queen. Do your VIP days.
Okay, question answered.
Good question.
Put your questions in the chat. There were a couple more, but make sure that you put your questions in here. We have 35 people live with us. That's a lot of people.
Thank you guys for being here.
Is everyone like snug in bed?
I love it.
Everyone, let's do a little like a Instagram story thing tonight. Like, let's make people on the internet confused on what's going on. So wherever you are around the world, after you watch this, take a picture of where you are, like watching my training. If you know, and tag all of us.
Yes.
And then we'll
Should we put our things in the chat? Or?
Yes, and then we can put them in. But make sure that you, I'm just trying to get this up here. Make sure that you tag us. I think that'd be really fun. Hi, everybody. Okay. I think I'm ready to do an in-person retreat. Thank you. That was so helpful. Alyssa, that was the person that asked.
Awesome.
This is possible for me. Carolina says, you ladies are my goals. I'm in love with this. This is possible for me.
Yes.
It is possible.
It's so possible.
And it starts with belief. You have to believe that first, because if you don't believe it, it won't be possible.
Yeah. Just coming in the chat, Amanda says, Alex Biz Bootcamp is fire. Love this, Alex. Bring your own magic sauce. Belinda says, I bow down to you, Alex, regarding the passport adventure. You're such an inspiration and expander.
Girl.
It was quite the adventure.
It was an adventure. It kicked it off.
Okay, keep dropping your questions in the chat. We have another one from Scarlett. So Scarlett says, what's your best exercise to rewire money mindset to get more paying clients?
To get more what?
Paying clients. So get clients.
Okay.
Rewire money mindset to get paying clients.
Yeah, an exercise, something.
I would actually even challenge that question where you're saying, I need to rewire my money mindset to get clients. I don't think you need to sit there and do any kind of rewiring, meditations, journal prompts. It's like, get yourself out there, taking action, posting the content, do it scared. And then when a client signs on, you're like, I did it. And then that'll be your new money mindset. Someone will pay you and you'll go, okay, I can get paid. It's rewired. No meditations needed. And I think that's going to be your best bet would be my advice.
Sorry.
Oh, no, you can go.
One of the things that like came up for me when you asked that question is like, I can see like when you say, how can I improve my money mindset for paying clients? It's like, how can you just improve money mindset? Like when we just look at paying clients, it's like you shut off the door for money to come in like all other ways. And I think I really look at money as an energy, like it can come into your world in so many different opportunities. So I always like looking at like healing all of it. I'm really big, like what Alex said is like take action. One of the best things that I did with money mindset, because I feel like we all have our I don't want to say traumas with money mindset, but we model our money mindset based off of like what we saw growing up. So I actually listened to, I was actually telling Brittany, who I think is on live here. I was telling her this, but I do this where I will play like 8-hour tracks that rewire my subconscious while I sleep. I'm like obsessed with the brain and like how it works. I think it's so interesting, and not enough people or entrepreneurs understand like literally how our mind works. But while you're sleeping, your subconscious is awake and our conscious mind, like the mind that's asking these questions, is asleep. So I listened to those 8-hour tracks. That was a big thing I did that actually helped me rewire. Another thing as well was, like we were saying, I'm personally not someone that like journals or does the meditating. It just doesn't click with me. Find where you can have conversations with other people that have a really healthy money mindset. Because if you're having conversations or you're around people virtually or in person that don't have a great money mindset, you're just instilling that model more and more, where it's like to pull yourself out. And that was the best thing I did. Like, again, getting in the room, but having other people that had a phenomenal money mindset across the board. It wasn't just with signing clients. It was like managing finances, like looking at all of it. And when I saw how they moved and heard how they talked, naturally, I just like elevated. So that would be my advice, is like open the doors to money coming in. Like literally I just found $210.
You got to tell the story.
Yeah. So, okay.
This is crazy.
And this is the thing too, like money can come in out of anywhere.
Yeah.
And I will just say this too, with money, getting specific really helps. I remember like clients saying like, I want to make more money. And I'm like, if you find a $5 bill on the floor today, you found more money. Yes. How much more? Like get really specific. So quick story time. I'm making everybody tea before we come on the live. I'm like in the cupboard getting all of the teacups, and like it's the teacups right at the back of the cupboard because we've kind of gone through them from this morning's coffee. And I pick up one of the coffee cups and like a wad of cash just comes out. And I'm
this
just
is
like,
true. Like somebody
just happened
20 minutes ago. And I was like, what the hell? Where's all this money coming from? And then Bridget counts it, and I thought it was like $1 bills, and you're like 50, 100, and it was 210,
$211
US dollars. So it's just like, I'm open to money coming in anywhere and
yes.
We're gonna try to find the rightful owner.
We will message the Airbnb and say, what is this? But it's like, why? Like it's in the back cup.
She just upside down.
Crazy.
Like, so, but that's like, for me, it's like, that wasn't a coincidence. It was just like, I'm open to money coming in anywhere. So it's like, the universe was like, well, here it is in a coffee cup. Literally. So yeah, that was my advice.
I want to add one thing.
Yeah.
So we all know this, right? The things we focus on are the things that we create. So if I say like, don't think about a red car, what did you just think about? You thought about a red car. And then now you're going to see red cars everywhere. But here's the deal. If you're focused on fixing your money mindset, the easiest way to rewire that right now, right here, is to just start focusing on getting paying clients. And so then the question becomes, well, if I'm focused on getting paying clients, what do I need to do to get paying clients? And now you're asking yourself a different question that's going to produce different results. It's actually going to produce the results that you want.
Yeah.
Also, can I just add?
Yeah.
You don't have to fix anything because like you're not broken.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe the word wasn't fixed, but I don't know. I said fix because that's how I took it. But improve, but.
And it's like, you're a trailblazer. Like if you're watching this right now, like I don't know what time it is for you, but it's like 3 a.m. Like you're a trailblazer, you're a pioneer, and something of a great metaphor. So we went ATVing today and I was terrified. And I was looking for the proof. I'm like, someone show me the way to do this. And I was like, I just have to be the proof. And with money, it's like, you don't also need other people to tell you what to do. It's just like, be the proof for yourself, go make the money, go find the way, go pave it, and then it will come to you. You don't always have to like look for the next money mindset material to make more money. Like you can just be someone who acquires wealth and brings it in.
And you can also look for proof of your past. Like, have you ever created money in the past? And if so, then you're capable, you're still capable of doing it in a new capacity.
Yes. Okay, coming back into the chat here. There were a couple of other questions.
I love this.
Yes.
It's so fun.
How are you guys doing? How's everyone? Have you posted on your Instagram stories yet? I will go back. You have to share the Villa link with you guys. I think it looks amazing. It's incredible.
Yeah, it's really
I'm
awesome.
actually buying it, so
Yeah, Courtney's gonna own it,
Courtney's gonna buy it.
but she'll rent it to you.
She retreats at Courtney's Airbnb.
We did a ton of content creation today too.
We
We
did.
did.
Y'all,
We did.
y'all are
It
gonna
was
see
so
some
fun.
2 photo shoots.
Yeah.
reels.
Should we tell them our IGs?
Yes.
They don't know us.
Yes. Let me. Okay. I don't know your Instagram.
Yeah,
Right,
well,
so-
just, yeah.
I can post it on the. I'll put it in the Instagram channel.
Okay, in the broadcast channel?
Yeah.
We could just say it.
Say
Go
it.
on.
Say yours.
Mine is literally, I am Jennifer Blake.
Did you change it recently?
Yeah.
I didn't realize you changed your Instagram handle. I
Yeah.
love
Oh,
this.
yeah.
I am Jennifer Blake.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I am.
You are
Courtney.Tadona.
Tadona.
Same on TikTok.
Alex Nigerian.
You know.
Okay.
Okay. What are your okay, we got another question. What are your practices that help you stay anchored into believing that you're capable of your next level before you get there?
I love that.
Practices that help you stay anchored into believing that you're capable of your next level before you get there.
I'll start. I think for me, it's building your own self-trust behind the scenes in following through on what you're going to say that you're going to do. So start with like, okay, I say I'm going to post on Instagram every day. I'm going to post on Instagram every day. I say I'm going to sell my offers every day. I'm going to sell my offers every day. I say I'm going to go live, go live. I say I'm going to work out. And when you follow through behind the scenes for you first on doing the things that you say you're going to do, you build self-trust. Like, I can do that. And what will end up happening is when you're taking action, the results will come too. And as they'll start to build, you're going to see like, wow, when I show up for me, the results do come. That is the pattern. So you believe in yourself first, that self-trust and self-belief builds through your action. The action compounds into results. And then you're like, well, if that's the formula, I'm just going to do it over again and 10x it. And that's really helpful. And I think it goes back to that theme too that we were talking about earlier. And I know it's kind of like we hear it all the time, get in the room, get in the room, get in the room. But I think what also has built my self-trust a lot is when I get in spaces of women and just other people who are doing it. And when I'm up close, I see that they're just people, right? Like I like in a good way. Like I don't, it's not like there's some euphoric creature that made $1 million and so I can't. I'm like, they're a human with isms and they're just rising. And if they can rise, I'm a human with isms and I can rise too. This is possible for me. I don't have to be a unicorn. I don't have to fart rainbows. I get to be a human that does the thing. And that's been really helpful because the closer I get, the more I realize it's just humans who decided to follow through.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to piggyback on that. So when we say to ourselves, we're going to do something, and then let me back up. It's easy. I find that as human beings, most of us are, at least initially, more in integrity when we tell someone else we're going to do something like, hey, I'm going to meet you at 5, and then we meet at 5. And the easiest person to let down is yourself, because no one will know that except you, that you didn't do the thing you said you were going to do except for yourself. Right. But like, if I don't show up at 5 and we're supposed to meet, you're going to know, and you're going to be like, where are you, Jen? What's going on? Right. And so being in integrity with yourself is like, is so huge. And I think that even though it sounds simple, it is such a big big concept.
You know what you just reminded me of?
What?
Because this has been a big click for me as well. What you were saying, it's easy to like not keep a promise with yourself if you're only disappointing yourself. And so a big shift for me that helped me really 2x this year is deepening my why and making it actually really about other people and not just me.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, like the revenue I was making and the lifestyle I had, it kind of was enough for me. Like I'm a happy person. It's not like, oh, more money in a Stripe account is going to make me happier. Really, I don't feel that was necessarily the case.
Right.
It was more, okay, I'm now going to make this bigger than myself.
Yeah.
Who do I need to become to actually make an impact on people's lives, actually be the one to lead? And that's when the self-trust started building, when I started asking that question, because it was so beyond me.
It's beyond yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the other thing, so holding the promises I'm making to myself, but then the other thing is constantly challenging my comfort zone to prove to myself that I can do it. So like, for example, yesterday we were told we're doing this really fun adventure. I'm like, what's it gonna be? And we find out we're going on ATVs and we're taking the ATVs to zip lines. Well, I'm terrified of heights. Okay, guys, like terrified. And it's not just a zip line, it's 9 zip lines. Okay, it's like zip line and then zip line and then 9 times. And so I'm like, I'm just gonna do it. Let's go. And so when we got there, we walked up these steps and we kept getting higher. And then all of a sudden I looked down and you can't even see the ground. Like we are so high up. And I'm like, whoa, right? But then I regulated my breath. So like the minute I find that I am in a nerve-wracking situation, I know immediately, because when your breath is high and tight, you're in flight. When it's low and slow, like down here in your belly, you're in flow. And so how can you move through things more easily is to bring the breath literally like this physiologically back down here, right? So I focused on just trying to breathe. And I think one of you even said, because I heard in the video, just breathe, Jen.
Because you're like hanging on and I was like, Jen, breathe. And you're
yeah. And then I just let go. Like, and I took the leap of faith and I went down the zip line. And it's moments like that where you're put totally outside your comfort zone and you're like, I'm just going to do this. Let's trust and let go, that you continue to prove to yourself, oh, I did that, so now I can do this. And it's like a domino effect.
Yeah, I love that. I'll just add kind of also what Alex was saying, and you as well, is I've always been like, I keep my word to myself. So when you set whatever that big goal is that you said, like you want to stay in state with, or like stay in that like belief, it's like I always keep my word to myself. So when I set a new goal, it's easier for me to get into that. Another thing as well for me is like music. Find what makes you feel like effing alive, and find what makes you feel like I could literally take over the world, and like double down on that. And on the flip side, find what like sucks your energy and makes you feel like, oh, I can't do this. And I think a lot of people forget how intentional you really need to be when you're building a business, when you're setting a goal. It's one thing to be like, oh, I want to hit 100K, but then it's like, but what are you doing? Like, how are you moving? Like, what are you doing every day to like pull away the things that feed doubt and like feed the things that like give you belief? So music for me, like when I said I want to make 100K months, actually originally I made a playlist on Spotify and it was called 50K months. It's now called 100K months because we did that. But it was all of the songs that just made me feel like literally I'm like, no one can stop me. So like music is something for me personally that good mood, bad mood, rainy day, like I can put it in and I'm like immediately it pulls me out. So find what that is for you. Again, for me, it was like journaling doesn't click for me. It may click for some of you watching. And then it was also the best way to build belief. Again, what Jen and Alex were saying is whatever that thing is that you're moving towards, find what scares the living shenanigans out of you and run headfirst into it, because the belief is there, not being like, how do I get to, it's like, what's going to scare you on your way there, and then like run headfirst into it. The belief exists in that and dancing.
And I believe true, like if you are scared, you are at a moment of growth. Like if you realize you're scared, that is the moment, that is the opportunity for growth.
I'm just so emotional hearing all of you speak because I'm like, okay, the question's about belief and how do you believe in yourself and stay connected to belief. And it's like, I am so emotional right now because I remember when I quit my job in 2020 and I came to this town and was single, not making any money. And I was just like, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to show up. One day I'm going to have $1 million company. I'm going to have amazing clients like you guys in person.
Aw.
And you're blowing up. And it's like, you're going to do it. You're going to be so afraid and you're going to be so, and things are going to happen and bad things will happen. You'll be scared, but it's like, I always go back to like, you are alive. Like, this is your life. What are we going to do? Like sit around and be like, oh, it's just another weekend. We're like, it's Saturday night. We're in Costa Rica. You guys paid to be here.
Yeah.
Plus you're already in our mastermind.
Yeah.
And all 3 of you re-signed for another 6 months.
Did.
So you're like, I'm in it already. And we're here showing up. It's like, this is your life. You owe it to yourself to be all in. And that's a mantra I said to myself all this year. Whenever I felt that pull out of like, maybe it's not $1 million a year. I was like, no, like this, you owe it. And you owe it to you to like crush it for the rest of 2023. I've seen some people online be like, you know, like you don't have to go big for the rest of the year, or it's okay to slow down or whatever. But it's like, no, it's not. Go.
The year is not over.
It's not okay.
The year is not over.
It's not okay. I also too, just on that note, is like, don't let a calendar dictate your growth. Like, I don't care if it's November 1st, if it's January 2nd, if it's June 3rd, like foot on the gas. Who cares if it's December 2nd? It's like someone just made a calendar, put a bunch of days and months together, and then so many people are like, oh, like foot off, and like, who cares? It's just a month. Like, just go either way.
I remember a couple of years ago, I was in Paris and it was the day before Christmas. And I really like, even though I was there on vacation, I was still doing the things I needed to do and wanted to do to continue to grow the business. And the day before Christmas, I get a phone call. They're like, hey, we want to hire you to do XYZ, whatever. I was doing something different at the time, but we want to hire you to do this thing. And the only thing is we need to pay you before the end of the year. Can we make that happen? I'm like, sure. The fee was $35,000. Okay. So it was like, yes, you can pay me before the end of the year. Thank you.
Yes.
You know, and it's like, because I kept my foot on the pedal. Okay. I didn't say, oh, well, the holidays are coming up, so now I'm, you know, break. No, it was like, go, go, go.
Yeah. I mean, there's a holiday every month.
There it is.
Go, go,
go.
I'm sorry, I'm losing it.
We're getting giddy.
Kate says, ladies, this is so badass. I love hearing everyone's perspective. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna keep going through the chat with a couple things here coming up. If you haven't dropped your questions, Amanda posted something and tagged us. Amazing.
Yay.
I literally just woke up, cozying up for dinner. Okay, amazing. Let's go back into the chat here. So another question, I saw one come up. Lanisha said, what was that one thing when you were just starting out that helped you get off the ground? Oh, Robbie had a in the background. Robbie, did you want to chime in and answer this one?
No, it's just a good focal point to come back to, because I think it's easy to forget.
What got you off the
feels like
ground?
At that point, right? Like what it feels like to feel like, I don't know if I'm gonna get off the ground, right? So I think what we were talking about before with proof of concept, I think the one thing about getting off the ground is get off the ground. Like make that, if it's the first sale or the first paying client, whatever it is, just take the action to get the result, and then you're off the ground.
Yeah.
But I think it's so easy to forget when we're in this amazing villa with in-person clients in Costa Rica. That
Like
we were
where it
all
starts.
once on the ground. Like we were below the ground. Like, we were
in the ground.
We were the ground.
We were the ground. Yeah. So just get off the ground and then be happy that you're off the ground.
Yeah.
So for me,
No.
okay. So for me, it was looking at my past history of success and knowing that I could use that to propel what I'm doing. So when I thought about, and when I have clients that come to me and they'll say, well, I haven't done sales before, so how am I supposed to sell in my business? Because I don't know how to make sales essentially, or sell high ticket. And it's like, but yeah, you've sold. Like, did you ask your parents for candy when you were growing up? Because I guarantee at some point they said no, and you got them to say yes anyway, or you got them to do, to bend the rules for something. You have been selling things. You sell things every single day of your life without even realizing. And so when you can start to look at how you're making sales in your everyday life, then you can begin to transfer that skill over to your business. And for me, that's what it was like focusing on, well, I've done it in all these places, so now I can do it here.
Yeah. I would say master the basics. And I think that's something that maybe I can speak for all of us, something we still do is like the basics, like build the foundation. So whatever that is for your industry or niche, like for me, that was like posting content and selling. And that was what I focused on, and everything else, like for whatever your industry or business is, like what is that thing that's going to get you over that hump, and focus on that. I'm like the zone of genius again. And just focus on that, and like what's distracting you, and then eliminate that. So that's something I always bring myself back to. And it's such a humbling experience to always be like, yes, we all started literally $0, 0 clients, 0 followers, like 0 maybe experience in some way, but it was like the basics always work. And that's still what I do to this day. Like when I started this business, the actions I'm taking is still what I'm doing today. I've just gotten better at them. So master that, and then everything else is just a distraction.
I would say too, fall in love with the process, because the process never goes away. Like right now, this is the process. Building community, but oh my God, aren't we having the most extraordinary time, right? And you can have that from the from the freaking get, right? You can have it from the get.
So hard.
I mean,
I know.
When I started, oh my God, I had not a clue, but there was so much like heart in it, where I was like, oh, I'm gonna post on Instagram, and I get to put the self timer on in my iPhone and post it on Instagram, and then I get to go on IG Live and IG Stories and like sell this thing that I've created and grow my email list with an opt-in. Like I was so excited about all that stuff. And I think where people get stuck, and then of course, the results came. And I think where people get stuck is they look at people that are 100 steps ahead of them and go, well, I want that right now when I want it fast. And get so attached to the results and grip that. But it's like, if you just fall in love with the process, blinders on, head down, like, what are you about? Who do you want to serve? How do you want to serve them? What do you want to say? And it's like, you'll become unstoppable. And that's when the clients and the results will come.
Can I add something I didn't do? I'm sorry. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So something I didn't do in the beginning that I wish I had done was celebrate the small wins. I kept on putting off the celebration because I would say, well, I'll celebrate that when. And I remember I wrote a book, like a real book.
Good book.
And it comes when you get your first set of copies, it comes in a carton with like 25 or 50 copies. And I'm opening up the box and I look at the book and I'm like, wow, I created this. Cool. I'll celebrate it when it's a bestseller. Like I kept on moving the goalpost, right? And pushing off like wins. And I wish I had celebrated small things sooner, even just like, well, I posted today, or I did everything I said I was going to do this week. Like celebrate those things, because it's literally scientifically proven that our brain works off of dopamine. So if you tell your body that this thing was good, it's going to go and create more of that thing. So if you're like, I posted and that was good, your body's going to now know, oh, let me keep doing that. Let me keep doing that. And so I wish I had done that from the beginning.
I love that. You never arrive.
Yeah.
Okay. We have some things in the comments. That pose was so funny. Oh my God.
Who said that?
She said that.
Hi.
I2RA, what is your name? Oh, what did he say? We're talking to Robbie.
Oh, maybe they couldn't hear.
Sound.
Oh.
Amazing.
need a Robbie episode.
Okay, let's do 2 more questions. And if you're live with us now, put your Instagram handle in the chat. If you're live with us now, put your Instagram handle in the chat and we'll take like a fun behind the scenes photo and we'll
Yes.
tag you. Like no one
Yes.
will know what happened but us.
Yes.
I
And
love that.
And you've made it 45 minutes in. So let's do 2 more questions and then we'll wrap up. Put your Instagram handle in the chat. Okay. IQRA Dream, what is your name? Put your name in the chat. What systems are needed on the back end, funnel-wise, to automate your business to 7 figures and beyond, like ConvertKit, DriveCart, etc.?
Take it, Bridge.
Well, not that much. It's a glowing fan. Hi, Ramsha. Yeah, so you don't need a lot in order to scale the online business, which is really amazing, right? Like we have these super lucrative business models. Robbie and I go to conferences and events all the time, and the people in there are doing multi-millions, but they have so much money on ad spend or like teams and sales teams, and they're like, how are you profiting $100,000 cash every month from your Instagram? And so I would not worry about like ConvertKit and ClickFunnels. And while I do have ConvertKit for email marketing, all I do is email you guys every now and again stories. Most of the money comes from, well, belief in yourself and knowing you're the one and setting your soul on fire, but then traffic. And like, that's really the only thing that you need to focus on. Instagram traffic or whatever your platform is where you're going to bring in all of the sales, and that's where your clients are at, and the platform that is in your zone of genius, wherever it is that you love to show up online. So you don't need all of the fancy things. I don't even have a website. Like you can't go to like Bridget James Ling or freedomqueen.com. We don't even have a website. You just need to actually get your voice out there. Even if you're afraid, serve your community, but then serving and building community is not the full transformation that you can provide. It's the transaction, like actually saying, hey, would you like to come to Costa Rica? Imagine if I never said that, we wouldn't be experiencing this.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah. Okay, we have a bunch of Instagram handles. Let's do a lot of Instagram handles. Let's
Yay!
do
Awesome.
any other questions. Let me see here.
Can I just say the fact that you're here shows how committed you are to growing your business. So like, just take that as a win.
Also, like, you are the 1% by even just being here.
Yeah.
Like, how many people were just like, whatever, I'll.
Or if you're watching,
Yeah.
even
Like
if you're
it's
watching
Saturday night. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were late. We were 45 minutes
We were
late.
a little late.
Yeah.
You guys are still
I sent
here.
my steak back, I'm sorry.
We've had some.
Well.
That doesn't matter. Okay. Never mind. Hi, Shane.
No,
Hi, Shane
we
is
were
still
really
here.
good.
Espen, Melinda. Okay. One more juicy question. Put it in the chat. One more juicy question. Danny says, I'm so hyped right now. And
No
you-
one's
Yeah,
sleeping
yeah.
tonight.
Yeah, and you are right. 50K cash funds next year. Yeah, Danny, you said 20. It's like you can do 50. I met you. You're in our membership. You're amazing. Olga's here. One more, like, what's a really juicy,
Like a
juicy
question. Let's do a question that's going to change the trajectory of your life.
No pressure.
But there's pressure. Make it good. Come on. There's a delay on YouTube.
There is a delay on YouTube.
Okay, we got some questions. Oh wait, that's not a question. Yeah, I woke up, saw you guys were late and went back to sleep. Oh my gosh, and then you came
And
back.
you're here. But how cool is that?
Yeah, that's really special.
Yeah, you are dedicated to making this happen. You got this.
Okay, let's do, I haven't seen, maybe there's a delay. Okay, there's one question. Oh, okay. Kate, we're so aligned. Kate's in the headquarters. She said, oh, what's one question that changed the trajectory of your lives?
Oh,
That is a great question.
Robbie, that's good. We're sounding,
What's a question that changed the trajectory of our lives? So many.
What do you want?
Mhm.
Robbie said, what do you want?
That's a good one, Robbie.
So simple.
That is such a good
What do
one.
you
Yeah,
want?
what do you want?
Have you ever
Yeah.
like actually thought about it?
Yeah.
Or are you just kind of being like, well, I shouldn't be making 10K months.
Yeah.
So I find that so many people always ask, what if? Like, what if this happens? Or what if that goes wrong? Or what if I put something out there and no one buys? What if I launch and it fails, right? It's like always the bad.
I know where you're going. Come on.
It's always the bad what ifs. And then I realized, someone helped me understand this, that like you can ask I learned this in a coaching certification I was in, like you can actually ask yourself good what if questions. What if I make $1 million? What if I make $100,000 this month? What if I change the world? What if I lead the industry? What if I become known for what I want? What if I have the best time of my life? Like, what if I wake up every day and I love what I'm doing and I light my soul on fire? Like, what if?
I'm actually laughing because that is a question that like has shifted the game for me.
Yes, it's
Like
a good one.
we've been asking what if lately, like in the mastermind.
And I feel like you brought this up a couple weeks ago too in the mastermind, like, and it's just a theme of like these good what if questions. And so once I reframed, anytime I hear what if, I'm like, but what if the good stuff?
Yeah.
And it's just such a game changer.
I think one for me is always like, why not? Which I kind of builds off of that is like, I always challenge myself anytime I have any sort of like belief that comes up. I'm like, well, why not? And then I go down the road. I'm like, oh, there's actually no reason why I can't do this. Like, why not? That's fine.
I think asking myself like how good can it get?
Yeah.
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 That's a good one.
How good can it get?
How good? It's scary.
Let's find out. Let's keep going. Let's find out.
What's your question, babe?
What if you are the chosen one? Like, what if you are the one? Like, to do whatever it is that you're meant to do. I really more than anything in Freedom Queen, want you to believe that you are the one that can do it. And then the how is so simple. The strategy is so simple.
Yeah.
You can Google it. You can go to the membership. You can go anywhere. And but if you actually believe that you're the one, it's like, oh my God, everything is so simple. And not just like in business and the impact that you're making on other people's lives, but also like in your day-to-day life behind the scenes. Like Robbie and I wake up every day and we're like, okay, what's going to happen today? But that actually is a real reality that you can have.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
What if you're the one?
What if you're the chosen one?
And it can happen.
No, you go. You go.
I think it's just, it can happen so much faster than you think.
Yeah. Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
But, and also, you don't have to wait for someone to say you're the chosen one. You can decide that right now.
In the comments, I am the chosen one.
Yeah.
Everyone,
I am the
chosen.
chosen one. I love
You
it.
guys have been on too many Freedom Queen lives. I am the chosen one. I'm not kidding. Put it in the chat. I am the chosen one. Everyone, okay, Ramcha says, this is the miracle mindset. I feel presence and honesty in each of your answers, literally almost tearing up.
Oh.
Wait, I actually, when I was like crying on the boat the other time,
We were on the boat.
We were on the boat, like being grateful, and I started genuinely like crying, like not cute crying. And it was actually that feeling where I was like, I'm so lucky. Like my life is so good that I feel chosen. Like how did this happen? How am I on a boat with these people, with like the partner that I have, with these clients that I have? It was so overwhelming that I was like, how did I get this chosen? Was like the feeling that I had. So I'm getting emotional with you, whoever said they were like crying.
Okay, this is literally the best slumber party. And Rasha says, the best vibes in this life. I am the chosen one. I am the chosen one.
Yes.
Okay, is there anything that you want to say in the chat before we go? Anything you guys want to close out with? Anything you want to say?
I think it's just like, remember that you're the one in control. And I think it's so easy for us to be like, oh, it's not happening. It's like you're in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Doubt and fear, like I always use this analogy, like they come along for the ride, but they go in the back seat.
Yeah.
And so many times we put ourselves in the passenger seat. We're like out of control. It's like you're in the driver's seat. You are in control of your results. You're in control of your life. You are like, you can be here next year if this is what you want. Like there's nobody else that's keeping you from what you want but you. And I think there's so much freedom that comes with freedom. There's so much freedom that comes in that, because then it's all like all of the other distractions are eliminated. It's just, it really is you versus you, and like blinders on. This is just a game of like becoming the better version of you every single day. Like it's not about, and that's another thing too, like there's no, like we're all business coaches, but there's no competition. I'm not like, oh, like Jen's, it's like, there's none of that, but it's because
we want each other to win.
Yeah, but also because we're so solid in who we are.
Mhm.
And I think that so many people look for the strategy, and it's like it's who you're being behind the strategy. So if you can just find your voice, your story, what makes you, like, we're all so different, but we're all in the same niche. And like so many people like hire us for the same reasons, but they connect with us because of who we are, not how to teach content. It's like, it's my story behind everything. And I think so many people skip over, like, it's about you. And the online space makes it easy to look left and right. So if I'm always like, I don't lovingly, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I know they're winning, but I'm like blinders on.
Yeah.
This is really about me. And when you step out of your lane, you disqualify yourself from your own race. And this is just about like, stay in your lane and run.
Yeah. What industry? Like you are the industry, right?
Yeah. I'll add that life is short, and you don't have to, but you get to wake up every single day and do something that you love. And this is like what we are creating as entrepreneurs. And so when something doesn't go your way, and this has been a big theme that we've spoken about this weekend, but like, just remember that everything is happening for you in some way, whether it's to learn a lesson so that you can get bigger opportunities and more growth, whether it's to, whatever the reason is. You don't have to know the reason. Okay. Sometimes we get stuck on like, well, why did that happen? Who cares why, right? Like it happened, whatever it is. Now if you believe it's happening for you, find the silver lining. And so I'm always looking for that positive silver lining that comes out of whatever the challenge is. And I think that that's been a huge thing that's allowed me to grow and grow and grow, because I'm not focused on the negative thing. I'm focused on the path forward, and you can do that too.
Heart emoji.
Heart emoji, I love it.
Okay, do we feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for coming on tonight. Let's check the chat. Ooh, you are the industry. Love. Ramsha says, Megan says, thank you for this heart. Love, love, love. I'm so pumped to get started with my day. This should, Olga said, Bridget James Lane, this should be a thing. A slumber party.
Yeah.
Freedom
Slumber
party.
party.
We love you so much. I love you so much. Amen. Sister Christy says, we're gonna go have the best rest of our night. We still have tonight and then tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
I leave at 5 a.m. So who's getting up?
We'll get up for you. We're all getting up at 5 in the morning, so we got fine. Alex is leaving in the morning, but we're so glad that we did this. Kate says, thank you. Amanda says, thank you so much. You guys are so welcome. We love doing this. And I just encourage you to like tap into this energy more, because we're gonna what we're talking about, we've been so present. Like we really haven't been on our Instagram stories. I'm sure you guys have seen. We haven't really been showing up. We haven't really been
It's been a little
showing
MIA.
But like we've been so present with one another. And then the downloads happen when we leave, when you're on the plane, when you're like back in your, wherever that is that you live, you're like, oh my God, I'm not the same woman I was when I arrived. And so just watch out. Okay, everyone's so excited. Okay, we love you all so much, and we're gonna go have some fun.